Today's lesson is about graphing ordered pairs, and I have Alexis here to help me out with that. First of all, I'm going to have Alexis look at this, and I want you to pretend like, Alexis, that this is your classroom.
Okay.
And you've got your desk somewhere in here, and you need to find it. You've just walked in the door, and we need to know where your classroom desk is going to be. So we could actually find that by counting over a certain number of rows and down to your desk. For example, we could count over 1, 2, 3, and then down 1, 2, 3 to your desk.
Okay.
That make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Well, this is an ordered pair, and it's very similar to working with ordered pairs in math. It's not identical, but you're going to find that they are a lot alike. When we're working with ordered pairs in math, we're working with x, y coordinates. And x, y coordinates help us to know where to plot points on a coordinate grid. This is a coordinate grid right here, and it's made up of two number lines that run perpendicular to one another. We have the horizontal x-axis or number line, and we have the vertical y-axis or number line. And those meet at the midpoint called the origin. Now when we're looking at coordinate pairs or ordered pairs, we remember that the first number represents the x coordinate. And those are the numbers that are going to be running to the right or to the left of the origin. The numbers to the right of the origin are positive, and the numbers to the left of the origin are negative. The second number in an ordered pair is the y-coordinate, and that's going to represent the numbers that run above or below the origin. So the numbers above the origin are positive, the numbers below the origin are negative. It's really important to remember when you're graphing coordinate pairs that your x comes before your y, just like it does in the alphabet. Now, if you look at this coordinate grid, you'll see that the x-axis and the y-axis are divided into 4 parts, and each of these sections has a name. This section up here, we'll start with the upper right-hand corner, is called quadrant 1. And in quadrant 1, we have a positive x and a positive y, always. This section here is our next section, and it's called quadrant 2. And in quadrant 2, we will always have a negative x and a positive y. We move down here, and this is quadrant 3. In quadrant 3, both of our coordinates will be negative. Negative x, negative y. And last, we have quadrant 4. And in quadrant 4, we're going to have a positive x, but a negative y. Is that making some sense to you?
Yes.
You want to try plotting some points on a coordinate grid?
Okay.
All right, let's do that. Here's a clean coordinate grid, and we're going to start plotting points that we have listed right here. Now remember, our first number in our coordinate grid represents the x numbers, or the x-axis, and the second one represents the y-axis. When we're plotting points in a coordinate grid, we always start right here at the origin or the midpoint. And the first points we're going to plot are negative 4 and 4. We know that the first number is going to go to the left or right of 0, and because it's a negative number, we're going to go left. 1, 2, 3, 4 places. Our next one is our y-coordinate. Our y-coordinate is positive, so that's telling us that we're going to go above the line of origin, and we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4 places, and we're going to put a big dot there.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one, 4, negative 3. Again, we start right in the middle of our coordinate grid, and because our first number is positive, that means that we're going to move 4 spaces to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, but this time y is negative, so we have to go down 1, 2, 3 spaces. The next one we'd like to plot is 0, 0. We're starting in the middle, but do we need to move any place?
Nope.
No, because it's 0, 0. Is this making some sense to you? Are you understanding how to plot these points on a coordinate grid?
Yeah,
All
I
right.
understand.
Let's keep doing it then. Let's go with negative 2, negative 5. That one's going to be right down there. 4, 4, over 4, up 4. And we're going to plot that point right there. Going to make some nice big dots. 2, negative 5. We're going to go over 2 and down to negative 5. Now we're going to go negative 4, negative 3. Again, we're going into the negatives, so negative 4 and down to negative 3. negative 7, 0. That's going to bring us way over here on the x-axis to negative 7, but we're not going anywhere on the y because it's a 0. And now we're going to go to our last one, which is 7, 0, and that's going to put us over here to the right on the x-axis. And again, we're not going up or down because the y coordinate is 0. So what I'd like you to do, if you would please, is to connect just the bottom dots that I have made on the coordinate grid. Do you recognize anything? Have you made anything out of that?
Yes.
What'd you make?
A happy face.
You made a happy face. How about this? Is that making sense to you, Alexis?
Yes, it is making sense.
Okay. And that's all there is really to graphing ordered pairs. It's simply a matter of remembering that your x-coordinate comes before your y-coordinate. Your x-axis is horizontal, your y-axis is vertical, and your positive numbers will be running to the right of the origin or above the origin, and your negative numbers will be running to the left of the origin or below the origin. So now it's their turn to do some problems. Go to it and get ahead in math.